Hello, everyone. Is everyone seated? We are running a little late this evening due to the festivities that are taking place throughout the building today. What we're going to do is have Pastor Dr. Sandra Whitley come up and do the blessing of the food. And then we're going to let everyone help themselves to something to eat. And while you're doing that, we'll return to the table, then we'll start our program. So, Dr. Sandra Whitley from the People's A&B Church.
Hello, welcome. So I would like for us to start because the spirit is really wonderful. Do you feel the vibes in here? They're good vibes. So there is a person that's sitting next to you, and so why don't we take their hand? The person sitting next to you or the person standing? Yeah, somebody we know and probably someone we don't know. All right, what a joyous occasion. Let us bow our heads. Dear, most lovely, loving, and Heavenly Father, we do come to you, Father, thanking you for this glorious day, for this glorious occasion that we, the beloved community of Chelsea, are celebrating Black History Month. We thank you for the first trailblazer, Carter Woodson, who decided that it needed to be known about who we are and giving the history in the public schools of America. So we thank you for that trailblazer. And as we have come out tonight to the conclusion of this celebration, we thank you for all that you have done throughout this month. Thank you for the Chelsea Black community and the leadership and the team that is working together. We thank you, Lord, for each and every one of the trailblazers who have given their lives in some way to help somebody else. So for each and every one, we give it to you, and we ask in your Son's name that you would take this food that has been prepared, bless it, bring in a nourishment to our bodies. We thank you that the unity that you're bringing about, we thank you that the love you're bringing about, we thank you that the great commission of to love one another and to love others and to love you, that this would be the beginning of even more because all ethnic groups are here. Thank you for these trailblazers who have showed us, oh God, who you are in them. And that we thank you for how you will continue to help us to draw near and together, that we will accomplish what you want, and that is the unity, and that is the love. So we bless you. In your Son Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
And thank yous going out to City Manager Tolman Macedo, Mr. Bob Lapucci of Catholic, State Senator Sarah DiDomenico, State Representative Rosalie Vincent, State Representative Dan Ryan, Chelsea Public School Department, the Chelsea Police Department, the Chelsea Fire Department, our city officials, First Congregational Church of Chelsea, Chelsea Senior Center, Bunker Hill Community College. We're celebrating tonight. We are the month celebration honoring Chelsea Trailblazers and wishing to thank the Black History Committee, Lewis H. Vladimir Society, and the Chelsea Black community, remembering the past, celebrating the future, for their contributions to the city of Chelsea and beyond. We want to also acknowledge the Black History Month committee members, Joan Dromwell, Selma Taylor, Sharon Cofield, Henry Wilson, Leah Robinson, B. Cavada, Celeste Williams, Pastor Sandra Whitley, Pastor Ruben Rodriguez, Yahya Noor, and Ron Robinson.
Hello everyone, I just wanted to let you know that during the month of the Black History, we did collaborations with the different organizations in the city of Chelsea and the various churches. On Thursday, February the 1st, opening day, 6 p.m., the Latimer History exhibit at City Hall was taking place by Lewis Latimer Society. Saturday, the historical tour, sponsored by Leo Robinson, who is part of Latimer, gave the tour of Chelsea. Wednesday, we had Bunker Hill Community College doing Eye on a Prize. Tuesday, we had an art exhibit at the Chelsea City Gallery, sponsored by CBC. Monday, February the 19th, we had the Taste-Off Cook-Off at Louis D. Cristo Church on Broadway. Wednesday, February 21st, we had the intergenerational open mic session at the Senior Center at 12 p.m. Thursday, February 22nd, we had the presentation of Ron Jones, Dr. Martin King Jr. of Strengths and Shared Dreams. Friday, we had Evening of Performing Arts with the First Congressional Church, funk phenomenal drumming, spoken word, fashion show, and dance. And so tonight is a culmination of the Black History Month with the Black History Month celebration by CBC. This was a great year, and next year we hope there's going to be even more. We plan to have more events. We want everybody to become more part of the Black History next year. Hopefully we can have stuff going on every day of the week. So with no further ado, I am going to ask the city manager to step forward and do a welcome. City Manager Ambassador, can you step forward and do a welcome?
Well, thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here. I just want to welcome everyone. It's a wonderful crowd. First, on behalf of the city, I do want to congratulate all those who are going to get this Trailblazers Award tonight. Some of them I know quite well. I am well aware of their tremendous commitment to the city of Chelsea, the great work they've done. So I know that these awards tonight are very well deserved. The only other thing I want to say is this. This past month I attended several of the Black History Month events, and I've always done that in the time I've been here, but this year in particular I was paying special attention to the stories of the historical Black Chelsea residents that you were highlighting. And I have to say, I was incredibly impressed by the accomplishments of this small but truly influential Chelsea Black community, particularly in or around the turn of the century and the start of the 20th century. And what was really most impressive to me was that at a time of oppressive discrimination, government-sponsored discrimination against Black Americans, not just in the South, but in northern states as well, including Massachusetts, these Chelsea Black residents were achieving extraordinary results. They were getting elected to local government offices. They were achieving military honors. They were attaining educational degrees in medicine and engineering. So it was really an incredible story of resilience and perseverance in the place of extraordinarily long odds. And what we should realize is that it's a story that actually has a lot of relevance today for a different Chelsea community. One also facing discrimination. Some might say facing onerous discrimination from our government. And this new Chelsea community from today, they can take a lot of inspiration and hope from the history of your Chelsea Black community. This is an example they can look to, an example of a proud, hard-working, faith-based community that did not let ignorance stand in their way of attaining great success. And that is a great lesson for all of us to learn and keep in mind today. So I just want to say thank you to the Chelsea Black community for another great year of adding to the vibrancy and culture of the city of Chelsea.
Thank you, City Manager. I am now going to call our President, Joan Cromwell of the CBC, Chelsea Black Community Organization, to do her welcome.
All right, wow, this is amazing. Give yourself a hand. So I just want to welcome all of you here to our 5th annual Black History Month. And I'm so honored to have all of you amongst all of us. And this is what we work to do, to bring everybody together, to make it a community event. And I think we've succeeded tonight. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that all of you are here. I'm happy that we're going to have an incredibly beautiful evening celebrating Chelsea, celebrating the community, celebrating great men and women who have done great things and continue to do so. And I also want to say that Black History Month is a time, you know what I want to say, because we tried to make it easy this year to try to do everything at once, but we're going to need the audience's cooperation as well, which means when folks are speaking and performing, you want to kind of keep it down. I know you're happy to see each other, but just try to keep your voices down so the program can continue while you're eating. So just keep that in mind, that the program's going to continue through the evening. We're all here to celebrate and have a good time, but just keep it to a dour while the program's going on, please. And again, I just want to say thank you. I want to say welcome to the counselors. I want to say welcome to the city manager. I want to say God bless CBC, because we're still moving, we're still thriving. I want to say thank you to the organization that put together an incredible month, an amazing programs throughout the city that we all came together. Black History Month, as I have said in the past, is not only a black holiday, it's all of our holiday. Because civil rights included the black, the brown, the yellow, all of us. So thank you. White, we were all together. Thank you. So it's definitely a time to reflect on our past and remember our trailblazers that have brought us here today, but it's also a time to reflect and look at our society the way it is today, the way we're moving forward, and we just all need to move forward together. So thank you, brace yourself for an incredible evening, lots of entertainment, lots of fun, lots of great food, and especially so, lots of great people. So thank you and welcome.
The question of the day, like every time we're here, I always ask you guys, how was the food? Is the food good for those who are eating it? Is it good? Are y'all happy with it? Yeah? Okay. All right. I see hands in there waving, so I guess the food's really good. Coming up next, we go a little backwards. So if you're looking through the program, forget about it. It's not going to work today, everybody. We're way behind time on here. We're going to have Mr. Bonaparte come in and show you a little something.
Awesome. Thank you. Awesome. There's no stand for this house. Okay, hey, ladies and gentlemen, thanks. Thank you very much for that. First off, I want to let everybody know, and especially my young people here, my kids and stuff, that I will be, after this, walking around and interacting with everyone, doing close-up magic. Kids, do you like magic? Grown-ups, do you like magic? Awesome. Now listen, one of our speakers told me, he says, yeah, people are talking, but I'm used to people not listening to me. I, on the other hand, am not as an accomplished speaker, so I am actually used to people listening and watching and observing when I'm performing. So I'm going to ask all the adults in the room to set an excellent example for their children right now by lowering their voices, limiting their conversations, so that the speakers that get up here are given the due respect for the preparations that they've made. So I'm going to ask 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and see how many voices can lower. And if you're standing next to someone still speaking, tap them on the shoulder and point up at me and say, shh. Okay, ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. So much better. I feel like I'm being heard now. Thank you. My name is Bonaparte. I'm a magician as well as an entertainment consultant, and I want to thank everyone for inviting me to be here to share in this amazing celebration. I want to start off with a question. A lot of people have spoken, and Joan Cromwell addressed this earlier, about what Black history means and how fluid that concept is. So I want to ask one of the young people here what they think Black history means. Why are we celebrating? I'm going to pick you. What's your name? Sundown. What does Black history mean to you, Sundown?
Well, I feel like it explains the history of people, the majority of people here.
Yes. That was a very good suggestion, a very good explanation. And there was no wrong answer because I specifically said, what does it mean to you, not what is Black history. History doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's not this Black history over here and Spanish history over here and French history over here, and they aren't connected. History is history. So the question you have to ask yourself is, why are we celebrating Black history? Why is that significant to us? Why is that meaningful to us? And I think that one of the answers, as Sandal was addressing, is that when we talk about celebrating Black history, we're basically talking about celebrating achievements. We're talking about celebrating trailblazers. We're talking about celebrating milestones, successes. Am I right about that? Can I get an assent on that? Excellent. So we have people like Lewis Latimer. Is there anybody here that does not know who Lewis Latimer is at this point in life? Okay. Oh, you don't? Okay, well, I'm going to have to sick the Robinson brothers on you. But for those of you that don't know who Lewis Latimer is, everybody sitting in this room, everybody around the world, he's an African-American. It's Black history, but it's not just Black history because Lewis Latimer is responsible for every single person in the world sitting not in darkness in situations like this. Am I right about that? Now, it was Edison that did a lot of work on creating the light bulb, but Edison never figured out how to get a complex circuit going that would allow all the lights to be on at the same time if one bulb went out. Is there anybody here who ever had those string of lights around Christmas time, whatever, and one bulb goes out and they all go out? Imagine if just one bulb went out in this room and all the lights went off in this room. That was how far Edison got. Lewis Latimer, born in Chelsea, Massachusetts, an African-American, is the one that perfected the circuitry to allow every single person in the entire world to not sit in darkness in situations like that. So this is the kind of thing, am I right about this? This is the kind of thing that excites me about celebrating Black history. It's about passing it down to our children, for them to look at people who have achieved, who have accomplished, who have dreamed beyond the impossible and said, we can make that happen. And since these people look like them, share culture with them, share history with them, they are more likely to believe that that possibility of success is there for them. Am I right about that, Sandal? Now don't forget, we're gonna do some magic up here. Now, Chick Corea, anybody know Chick Corea? Yeah. Where was Chick Corea born? Chelsea, Massachusetts, a legend in his own right, but who worked with other legends like Miles Davis, Bobby McFerrin, Chick Corea, born right here in Chelsea, Massachusetts, another person of color that we can celebrate when we celebrate Black History Month. Now, you're saying, okay, Bonaparte, you're a magician. Talk about magic or do a trick. We're going to do both. But first, I want to ask everybody, especially the kids, to raise their hand if they know a person, a very famous magician with the last name Potter. I'm looking for the name of a very famous actual magician with the last name Potter. Harry Potter, I knew you were going to say that. And you're so cute and adorable, but that's not the part that I was looking for. But no, but that was a good answer. Anybody else? Any grown-ups? An African-American. I didn't tell you that, but yes, an African-American. Now I want everybody to stop and absorb this for a second. Everybody, stop the conversation for just a second and absorb this. The most famous and person of notoriety American magician Harry Potter was created, he's a fictional character, around 1996-97. His first book was published in 1997. Richard Potter was born, I believe, 1763. Richard Potter, the most famous magician, not just famous American magician, famous African American magician, but famous American magician, world traveled, was an African American magician named Richard Potter. I want everybody in this room to go home tonight and Google Richard Potter magician. When Richard Potter was performing, he's from the New England area. He was born in Hopkinton, Massachusetts. He died and was buried in Andover, New Hampshire, alongside his beautiful and lovely wife who acted as his assistant. That area is still, to this day, known as Potter's Field. He was by far the most respected and famous magician of his time. He suffered through, as most people did in that time, some experiences of racism when he traveled in the South. And in one of the most sort of notable experiences in his life, he suffered some racist experiences in the Deep South, and yet he still earned over $4,000 on that tour. That was in 1811. That is the equivalent of over $75,000 a day. This African American magician was earning $75,000 in the Deep South in 1811. This is things that we should know about. These are things that we should celebrate. These are things that we should pass down to our children so that then when they look up at people and say, I'm going to dream it, I'm going to make it happen. I don't think I made this expression up. I'm sure someone said it better than I have. But I believe that if you dream it and you believe it, then you can achieve it. Are there any children here that can repeat that with me? If you dream it and you believe it, then you can achieve it. Now, I'm going to end on this note. I'm a magician. I know we have limited time, so I have to end with a magic trick. I'm going to be walking around doing some magic for everyone right after this. But so I don't want to be the one to do the magic trick. But can I get some of my young people? Can I get some of my young people to come up and help on a party? Sound out, come up and help on a party? Come up here. Every kid in the room is welcome to come up and stand next to me right now so that they can dream something, believe something, and make it happen. Come on up here. Moms and dads, if your kids are in line for the food, you can get their food. Send them over here and let them help on a party. Awesome. Come on up here, guys. There you go. I'm gonna have to put this down and talk loud. You guys gonna be able to hear me? Okay. Are you gonna still listen? Okay. And what is your name? And what's your name, Judy? Awesome. What we're gonna do in a second. Oh, thank you, buddy. I know I did. I'm not a sound guy. All right. Hang on a second. Now I had a couple of things. All right. I had a couple of things I was going to do, but we're running short of time, so we're just going to do this one thing. My friends up here, come over here, big guy. They told me, they said, Bonaparte, we are so excited to be here to celebrate Black History. They said they have put together an awesome program, fine food and beverages and speakers and entertainment, and they said they want to contribute something to this experience. So they've been working on a special magical dance that will create an amazing dessert. Is that what you want to do? Is create a dessert? Is that right? A dessert to contribute? Okay. So 2 of you stand on this side. There you go. And 2 of you stand on that side. And can you hold that mic for me, big guy? I'll take off my jacket. Can everybody in the room still see? Yes. I'm going to raise this table a bit. For those of you in the back, this table raises. There you go. Awesome. And, hold on a second, we need a couple of adults to come up and help on the party. We need a mom. We need a mom. Raise your hand if you're a mom. Coming up here, mom. Children. Did you know that all moms are beautiful princesses and queens? So here is your beautiful regal crown. Who better suited to wear that? And hold on a second. We need a dad. Where's the dad? I'm gonna pick one if you don't come up. There you go. Here's my dad. What's your name? Corey said that he's got a very colorful personality, so he wanted to wear this very colorful jester hat. There you go, Corey. Excellent. And we're this gentleman right here. What's your name? Now, come up here, Joe. You guys might not know, but Joe is an international world traveler. Recently returned from the Grill, Jamaica. He became so enthusiastic by the Jamaican culture, he's dedicated his life to becoming a Rastaman. There you go, Joe. Excellent. Now, all right, you hold that. You hold that. You hold that and that. And that. Oops, we need more wands. I got more kids. Awesome. I'm glad we got more kids. There you go. Sure, you got. Everybody gets a wand. All right. Okay, guys. We are ready. All we have to do, I want to say one more thing before we proceed with the magic they're going to do. Definition of magic. Anybody? Definition of magic. All good definitions. I want my kids to hear this. True magic is the art of believing in yourself. I think Richard Potter would agree. If you believe it and you dream it, you can achieve it. Am I right? Now, guys, everybody, wiggle your hips like this, and we want everybody in the room to repeat the chant with us. Icky, wicky, wacky. Icky, wicky, wacky. Don't smoke tobacco. Don't smoke tobacco. Alakazam, alakazir. Alakazam, alakazir. Make something nice up here. Make something nice up here. You guys wave your wands, and you guys wave your invisible wands, and everybody just say, really loud, say, havida, havida, havida. Havida, havida, havida. Whoa! Give it a tap with the wand. We were trying to make a dessert, but we did the wrong stuff. We did the icky wicky wacky dance. It's supposed to be the icky wacky ticky dance. But my name is Bonaparte. These are my wonderful, young, precious, amazing assistants. Give them a round of applause. And I will come to you for the rest of the evening, show you some magic at your table. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, let's hear a round of applause, everybody. Just feeling it in there. I know it's hot, but we're okay. We're okay. We've finally got everything to be working on for us. Coming up next, Debbie, we have the Chelsea High School Multicultural Club. Coming up. Perform for everybody. Cheer for everybody.
Wait. Damn, I'm free, damn, no CBC, all the love, steady counting easy, I got the whip now, rapping for my city, on my hustle now, pray I see a yeah, you know we on fire, yeah, Special request to all the big bad together. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Shana Paul, on the track, remix it just like that. Timaya, on the track, sing for the girl and when the beat drop, when the beat drop, sing for the girl and when the beat drop. The way you whine, you make me go down low, down low. The way you whine, you make me go down low, down low. All my ladies, shake up your bum bum. You got them, shake up your bum bum. You got them, shake up your bum bum. You know what where you come from? The way you sexy woman get a feel and put you on Ferris wheel. So the way you shape never want it daily. A time to get the thing seen. Girl, you got the sex appeal. And I want your sexual healing. Just push up you onto the ceiling. Shake your bum every time come in. Baby, shake up your bum. Shake your bum every time come in. Baby, shake up your bum. Shake your bum every time come in.
Person to perform up. It's going to be Janice Corrado doing the spoken word. Janice?
Hello, beautiful people. Such a beautiful crowd tonight. So today I'm going to perform a piece, and then I have some students from the Chelsea Reach after school program. And these are participants from my Literacy Through Hip Hop class. I have 2 students that are going to do some hip hop and a student that's going to do a nice, beautiful spoken word. So, trigger warning for this one. I guess this is for the white supremacy towards the end. So yeah. We speak in Ebonics with ripple effects like butterflies, where que lo que follow a dimia ved like religion, where bougie meets budgets and street smarts educate the real healers out here. I've made I love you with a sign of take care of yourself and don't let these boys mess with you for breakfast. Heal that anxiety, sis, for lunch, and let that sage stick burn off the BS for dinner. I eat well, really. I rest my faces, brush my teeth every day, tripping off rainbows and mercy, loving my life to save me. Never estimate how deep I can go. For my love swims deeper than water. Actually, I am water. I am the community of birds flying south in search of fresh, warm air. I am the tallest mountain, looking down towards the city I love and understand. And I can educate my people about my people. You see, my people aren't from outer space. We are not aliens. We are citizens of Earth with lifestyles, routines, and needs too. We need to breathe as much as you do. Eat, sleep, and speak our truths. We make dope stuff and spit fire too. A life of color, hood language, and our sense of home. Don't ever let these white folks trick you into hating yourself. Explore your greatness. That's the stuff they don't want you to hear. Thank you. So our next performer is the captain of everything she does. She was actually just up here dancing and showing us her magic after wonderful magic. And her name is Mazare Cisse, and she's going to come up and do a beautiful poem for you guys.
We're forced to sit here and think how many more black bodies do we have to pile up? Trayvon Martin, Amadou Diallo, aren't those 2 already enough? All the police brutality that goes around just ends with leaving black parents watching their tears fall to the ground. We have no shields when we step out of the comforts of our home, for there is an invisible target painted on our backs, merely because of the fact that we are black. It won't be too long before there's another like me that is murdered because of the ugly truth of our corrupt justice system known as police brutality. 41 gunshots indented in the innocent child's body because he reached for his phone. Little did his parents know that their child won't be coming home. There goes another minority added to the exhausting list, claimed to have been a threat to society. How do we stop this? MLK had a dream that I, amongst many, would live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I want to live in a nation reborn where I will be looked at as an equal, not a minority, a scholar, not a drug dealer, an independent black woman, not an angry black woman, a representative of the black culture, not just another Negro descent. Thank you.
Thank you, Mazue, for that beautiful piece. That was wonderful. Next up, we have, they call themselves Bankroll Peria, and they are here to perform a hip-hop piece they wrote on the mess of their writing prompts. What is it to be Black Boy Magic? That was their writing prompt. We have Hassan Hussein and Denelson Ribeiro. Their group is called Bankroll Peria. Go ahead, boy.
I'ma be great, yeah, and I'ma be great. They will keep talking about the man, but I'ma be great, yeah, and I'ma be great. I'ma be.
Where I come from, we don't need the government. Where I come from, we don't need the president. Where I come from, we don't need CNN. And nearly in the hood, we ain't seeing sunshine. As a matter of fact, we don't even need the weatherman. And my words be lethal, like I was born evil, like side with a sword. Slit the dragon's throat, they hop on the boat so I can sail away. But memories don't keep the pen away. Poverty motivated me to hustle. I dream of the years that they gave me up the struggles. And I'm really trying to work it, prove it that I'm worth it. Mama told me keep your head up when it comes to education. But instead, me and my homie trying to be big and too much for the generation. BP with the team, not the organization. Young and go for the money, no.
Yeah, and I'ma be great. They will keep talking about the man, but I'ma be great. Yeah, and I'ma be great. I'ma be better than I ever been. Get the money cause I'm chasing a lot of evergreens. Ain't people they be talking, trying to intervene. I'ma get it with the brothers down facing me, y'all mean kissing me down from the gutter. Better days they be wishing on, I wonder. Living up to the prophecies, conquer all my enemies. I'ma get right up high, no canopy. Down, under. One quick sight for you slumber. Bring the world down, other man watch me thunder. 50 yards down, I don't fumble. They gon' keep talking till your boy hit the magazine covers. I'm great now, get the money loaded in the state. So much hate coming from the same place, sitting on the ground. Then they bustin' for mine, same old dream, but the only one chasing for mine. Soon as you make it, you gon' really know it. I've been money long and I cannot afford it. Stuck to my team on switch lanes. Kick game force like Bruce Wayne. I'ma make a million out of 15 cents. Homie got a big that he cannot afford rent. We run out together, we ain't settling for that. You can knock us down, but we run.
Lately I've been being on the same thing, but me and my homies just trying to get a bigger name. See the big picture, then we put it on a bigger frame. We taking over, let the sign be the inauguration. No more pain, no more struggle, this is declaration. Once it's touch the money, can't stop me, no conviction. I can't sleep, I need a mansion made out of cash. I need wings to fly to the sky. I need my mama proud, I don't ever want to see my mama cry. I'm not just a youngin' with a cloud over my head. I like everybody else to see the bigger picture. Forget everybody hating, they stuck in the system. I'm still a car and go on a getaway. Stop for some gas and sip on some Gatorade. This ain't me, I'm just trying to take the pain away. Life ain't sweet, no marmalade. Comes with a price, like lemonade. Oh no bro, I be feeling sentimental. I should make a song with no words, instrumental. Rip the chords out like this heavy metal. Oh no bro, they be hating on us. Oh no bro, they be flicking on us. Me one shot is to make it out. Banco Bill, we be yelling.
Yeah, and I'ma be great. They gon' keep talking about a man, but I'ma be great, yeah. Yeah, I'ma be great. I'ma be, reminiscing everybody that would hate upon somebody cause they never had the light to help them break free. But I'm a legend in the making, I won't let it be mistaken. I'ma get the throne by living out the mic dream. The word of painted a perfect picture of who's supposed to be the upper class, but lately we ain't been a part of it. We tryna get up out the struggle, find a way to kill the hustle, but for now we got a plan to say the culture. Everybody got their own path, tryna make it work, I'm holding back the road, stepping on the gas. Time is money, it be wasting fast. I've been knowing in the grain of dust, dripping at the hourglass. See, Tupac be the idol, the art of poetry, don't convert it to my Bible. I'm a new being, y'all can comprehend the vitals. I'ma get it with the culture and forget about the violence. You did great, yeah, I'ma be great. They can keep talking about a man, but I'ma be great, yeah, I'ma be great. I'ma be.
Come on, we can do better than that. Come on. Chelsea's own. Chelsea Reach Program. Thank you. Come on, everybody. This is no love than that. Our future leaders. They did well, right? Yeah. All right, everybody. We're gonna move it around. Coming up next, we have. Are y'all ready for Miss Sanika? Are you my cousin or something? Same family, last name. Where you from, Georgia? You from Alabama? Okay, my cousin's cousin, Sanika Wilson, is out to come and do a little stuff for everybody, right, cuz? Let's hear it for Sanika Wilson, everybody.
Broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round. You can't find a fighter, so I see it in you. So we're gonna walk it out and move mountains. Gonna walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise up, rise like the day, and I'll rise up, rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again for you, for you, for you, for you. When the silence isn't silence, and you feel like it's getting hard to breathe, and you feel like dying, but I promise you we'll take it to its feet and move mountains. Take it to its feet and move mountains, and we'll rise up high like the waves. We'll rise up in spite of the rain. We will rise 1,000 times again.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to call Brother Evan Mitchell up from the People of the Amy Church. Brother Evan, can you please come up? Brother Evan is going to be singing a tribute to the Chelsea Trailblazers. And the title of the song is Hero. Woo!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor and a pleasure to stand before you to welcome and to bring on our honorees this evening. And so the message of the song is one that we all know, Hero by Mariah Carey. And the purpose of this event and this evening is to recognize the greats that are living, because sometimes we wait until people are no longer here. And so it is an honor to be able to do that for people that are doing wonderful things in our community now. So thank you so much for allowing me to come here and represent you. There's a hero if you look inside your heart. You don't have to be afraid of what you are. And there's an answer if you reach into your soul, and the sorrow that you know will melt away. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you. Said it's a long road when you face the world alone. No one reaches out a hand for you to hold. But you can find love if you reach into yourself, and the emptiness you felt will disappear. Oh, and then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and then you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and then you finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you. 'Cause the Lord knows dreams are hard to follow, but don't let anyone tear them away. Hold on, 'cause there will be tomorrow. In time, you'll find the way. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and then you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you. Oh, that a hero lies in you.
All right. Hey, Debbie. How's Debbie doing today, everybody? How's Henry doing today, everybody? Thank you. I feel the love. You guys, guess what? It is time. Y'all ready for it? Yeah! It is now time, the time of the hour, Debbie. It ain't church time, Debbie. But it's time of the hour.
Are you sure?
No, we ain't preaching today. No, Pastor Ruben ain't here, and Reverend Pastor Dr. Xavier, well, she's here, but and Deacon Calvin Brown is here, but it's not church time. It is time right now to recognize our amazing trailblazers in our community. Whether they live here, work here, or just give back time and time again. The young, the old, the this or that. We thank you all. So at this time, I'm bringing to the podium, Debbie, the president and vice president of what organization?
CBC, Chelsea Black Community Organization.
So our president, Joan Cromwell, and our vice president, Decay Christmas, coming up to start the program.
All right. So this is the hour we have all been waiting for. This is the main event. This is the coming attraction. This is everything we wanted to be and more. We are absolutely honored to honor the Chelsea Trailblazers. Names, nominations came through, folks discussed it, and there's 8, but there's so many more that deserve to be honored as well. But we can only honor so many at a time, but it's just a privilege to be here. What I'm going to do now is I want this to be about the Chelsea Trailblazers and their family and friends who they chose to come along with them, and they each have a special person that's going to speak on their behalf. So the program basically has a wonderful biography of all of them. If you need a program, we can get you one. So refer to the program to know who they are and what they've done in depth, because it's amazing what they've accomplished. And it's trailblazers like that who open the paths for us to follow. So on that note, I'm going to call each individual up here, and you should also come up with the person you chose to speak on your behalf. Could I have Joanne Lee Nieves? Mr. Jerry McHugh? Sandiford? All right. Oh, is that better? Good. All right. Mrs. Betty White Boyd. Dean Sharon Caulfield. Shayla Mahoney and Joe McNamee. All right. And Mr. John Lee. And last but not least, we have Mr. Dan Cruz. Okay, so I'm going to turn over the mic, and we're going to have Mr. Leo, Counselor at Large Leo Robinson, speak on behalf of his lovely, beautiful, wonderful cousin, Miss Joanne Lee. Yeah.
Thank you. It is an honor to be able to introduce my cousin Joanne Lee Neves, who grew up here in Chelsea, went on to do some amazing things. I need to put my glasses on so I can see. Joanne, a Boston State Teacher College graduate in 1975. Joanne taught and coached at the Jeremiah Burke High School in Boston for 34 years, retiring in 2010. She has coached 5 different sports in the Boston public school system. Volleyball for 34 years, basketball for 13 years, softball for 35 years, cheerleading for 1 year, and badminton for 3 years. Joanne's awards have included Chelsea High School Dedicated Coach 1991 and 2010, and recognition for her coaching from the City of Boston School Committee, the Black Ministers, the Commonwealth of Mass Senate, the Mass House of Representatives, and from Governor DeVal Patrick and Mayor Menino. 25 years coaching award. She was the MIA Basketball Coach of the Year, the Boston City Volleyball Coach of the Year 3 times, Softball Coach of the Year 4 times, Coach of the Year for Basketball 1987, 1988, and coached the Jeremiah Burke team to 5 division championships and 3 city championships. Joanne received the Golden Apple Teachers Award in 1998 and the Boston Public Schools Above and Beyond Award for coaching, and was recognized as a Woman of the Year by the Ebenezer Baptist Church in 2005 and 2016. And Joanne has a passion and love for young people. She touched so many young women's lives through coaching and mentoring them, and some of them have gone on to become teachers as well as coaches. And I'll present Joanne Lee to you.
Good evening. I would just like to congratulate all the Trailblazers honorees, and I would like to thank the CBC for this great honor. And I'd like to say that I grew up in Chelsea. I played for Chelsea High School basketball, ran track, and I'd just like to say this was a wonderful event, and I thank each and every one of you, and it's wonderful to see my family, my cousins, and I just like to say that I just lost my mother about a month ago, and I know that heaven is shining down upon me. And thank you.
Amen. All right, so next we have Mr. Shakur Sandiford from Village Church.
Good evening, everyone. I have the pleasure and privilege to introduce my nephew and my mentor, Shakur Aleem Mike Sanford. Yes, I gave your whole name. It's powerful. One might ask, how can a young man who is almost 2 decades younger than me be my mentor? I'll give a few reasons. Other than the fact that he got me to stand up and conquer one of my fears about public speaking, so that's one. Shakur has always been what I call an old soul. 24 years ago, he was born into a family who had a strong sense of community and helped to provide him with a solid foundation that has proven to be an anchor throughout his life. His mother, Sheena McCarthy, remembers his wise words as a child, saying that he wanted to work with children and lead a local Boys and Girls Club one day. Those who love him know that whatever Shakur sets his mind to, he achieves. Over the past few years, Shakur has been working as an entrepreneur while still maintaining his vision of working with youth. He conceived of Village Talks through his work with the Chelsea Restoration Corporation. Village Talks is a true gem to the Chelsea community as it provides kids with opportunities and resources to dream big and aspire to achieve greatness. Every other month, Chelsea youth get the opportunity to listen and work with positive leaders who share their stories as a means to nurture and empower these young minds. As an educator, I too know the value of the African proverb, it takes a village to raise a child. The other point that I want to make is about Shakur's pride in Chelsea. I cannot think of anyone who deserves the Chelsea Trailblazers Award more than Shakur Sanford. Most of his family members proudly hail from the South End of Boston, and we oftentimes try to remind him of his South End roots. Recently, I attempted to remind him of this by saying, "Don't forget where you came from." And Shakur's response to me was, "I'm claiming Chelsea. This is my town." And he shut me up. This was really a few months ago. He shut me up. But I remember thinking about how proud he must be to even claim, when no one's watching, Chelsea. And I remember saying to his mother that I wouldn't be surprised if he would eventually become a prominent city leader of Chelsea. Lastly, I would like to speak about Shakur's character. If you have not personally met him, please find some time to do so. He has a huge heart and is an inspirational speaker. He pushes those that he loves and respects to new heights, and oftentimes reminds us of how we can reach our greatest potential. Again, the reason why I'm standing in front of you, conquering one of my fears, public speaking. His bright, clever, and humble qualities are what makes his leadership memorable. I, along with his proud mother, aunts, cousins, family, and friends who are here to celebrate Shakur tonight, are blessed to share our beacon of light with the city of Chelsea. Congratulations, Shakur.
First off, just to be honest, I didn't have anything prepared. I do not have anything prepared to say to you guys tonight. So just know that this is coming from the bottom of my heart. To be honest, I am very appreciative of all of you guys and the Trailblazers here. Can we just give a round of applause for you and the Trailblazers? Thank you guys for being here, supporting us. To my friends, my family, my co-workers, my boss, I appreciate all of you, because in each relationship that I have with you guys all have taught me something that I've been able to apply to my life, and go forward and help other people to try to do the same thing. I come from a small family, sort of. At the same time, being in Chelsea, I define Chelsea as a character-building environment, right? So many young, brilliant minds are produced here in Chelsea, but unfortunately, they don't realize how many opportunities are outside of our little community. Now, my goal has been to bring some of those resources, some of those tools, the relationships that I've been able to establish outside of this community back here, back home, right? One thing we've done so far is the financial literacy program, teaching youth about money and how to make money, how to save money, right? How to budget. But most importantly, what is dear to me has been the network, the relationships that I've established, networking and, doing the entrepreneurship stuff, traveling. I've been very blessed to be able to call very successful individuals friends of mine. And again, those friends, those successful individuals have come into our community and have given back to our kids. And I'm just grateful for that. I'm grateful for the opportunity. Thank you to Chelsea Restoration, Helen and Marilyn for believing in me and giving me the platform, giving me this opportunity to run this program. Mom for always believing in me. So much stuff that we had to endure over life, but you stuck it out with me. Mr. G, I have to shout you out. Whenever I was in Excel Academy and I wasn't doing well, you would walk by, look inside, and I was good, right? I was on track. You helped me out so much. Family, my aunt, my cousins, my brothers, my sisters, all of you guys are amazing, and thank you guys for being in my life. Thank you.
All right, that's amazing. See, that's why it's so important for folks to get up who have traveled the journey with the Trailblazers to really tell who they are. Next, we have Mrs. Betty Boyd.
Hello. First off, congratulations to everybody. Everyone in this room who has a mom, more or less, probably thinks she is the most special person on the planet. We would be hard-pressed to find anyone who doesn't think that their mother has gone above and beyond and given of herself. I stand here very, very fortunate to be able to say that my mom, in all her greatness, has shared of herself fully and completely with not only her family, but the communities that she's touched. We talk about blazing trails, and since 1949, my mama been blazing a trail all up and down the Eastern Seaboard. She has 5 beautiful grandchildren. Shout out to you all. And I've listened to her give history lessons and instruction and reminders to look back so that you can know where you're going. And a couple weeks ago, we were at the house and we were talking about Black history, and the kids had recently done a performance in school, and they were talking about historical figures. And my brother said, you know who else is a civil rights hero, an icon? And they're naming names, right? They named Rosa, and they named some other folks. And we had the opportunity to share with my mother's grandchildren that she integrated her public school system in Laurel, Delaware. That was not that long ago. The lessons of that are ever present. The power in that is not ever forgotten. And I have to thank you, not just as your daughter, but as someone who benefits from each and every person that did that, what could have felt like at times, I'm sure, an insurmountable task. I thank you, Mommy. And Ms. Jones said in her email to keep it brief, so I'm gonna share with you something. I have 2 siblings, I have 2 brothers, Colin and Jason, and when we talked about who would come up here to introduce my mom, I was prepared to have to fight for it, and I did not. They were very gracious to give it to me. My family calls me baby girl. My mother for my entire life has referred to me as that, and almost only that. So today is a special day. It is an understatement to say that we adore this woman, Betty Ann White Boyd. My Mama Jammer is bad to the bone, and I'm grateful every day that she's all mine. Well, actually, not technically all mine, as I do share her with my brothers and my dad and her grandbabies and her nieces and nephews, and of course my Aunt Judy, all of her cousins, and most especially each and every one of her students. I mean every student ever in life. And so you get it. It is seldom we go anywhere in the Boston metropolitan area or in Delaware or anywhere in between that we haven't run into someone who my mom has touched. The short story is that with Betty, love is an active verb and an art form. She's a special somebody and most certainly our greatest blessing. And it is an honor to stand here and introduce her to you all.
Hi. I'd like to start by saying that I am a very strong, proud Black woman. I'm also a very nervous woman right now because this is not easy for me. But when you look at the mountains that all of us have probably climbed, this one is pretty easy, I guess, I think. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'd like you to know that my journey is like everybody else's. It's been full of lots of mountains, but it's also been filled with such wonder and such privilege and such joy. And if anybody ever says to you, Betty Boyd isn't proud, they would be in trouble with any of the people sitting over here at this table. I'm going to keep it short because I'd just like to end this by saying, when I walked in here tonight, 4 different students, and I think they're still here, came up to me and said, "How come you left?" And I said, "Because I'm old and it's time to leave." And they were like, "I'm graduating this year." There's one of them right back there waving hands. And he said, "I'm graduating." And by him saying that to me, that legitimizes what I tried to do in all my years at Chelsea High School. And being here tonight, surrounded by people who care about the young people in Chelsea High School, I feel blessed. I cannot sit down without saying that I probably, and you can argue with me if you want, but I probably have the strongest, proudest, most wonderful children on the planet. I have a very wonderful, supportive husband, and I have 5 beautiful grandchildren that I know are going to eventually make a real contribution to society. I thank you for the privilege of listening.
All right, and she said she was sorry. Well stated. All right, so our next trailblazer is Mr. John Lee.
Hello, everybody. Mr. John Lee, he's a Hall of Famer, a gold medalist, a silver medalist, and a bronze medalist. But he's so much more than that. You know, he's a gentle spirit. And he learned Taekwondo, I think, because he has 8 brothers and sisters he had to get through before he started life. I'm so proud of him, it's beyond belief. These last few months we've gone through so much. Him being a trailblazer and becoming a Hall of Famer has been incredible. He's also a teacher of children, and the things he does with them is amazing. You just see how they light up when he walks into a room. He's just an amazing man, and it's a pleasure to have, to be getting married to him soon, This is super difficult. I wasn't prepared for this at all. This was like, just get up there and say something, Alice. So I'm doing the best I can. But I'm going to just give you a little bit of what John's done in a short time he's been here on Earth with us. Okay. He was the New England Regional Championship from 1983 to 1987. He's a 12-time gold medalist from 1985 to 1987. He's a bronze medalist in the World Championship in Denmark. There's plenty more. I'm not going to go on and on, but that's just to show you some of the accomplishments that he's made throughout his lifetime. And every day that I get to spend with him, and every day that I watch him, we walk down the street in Chelsea, and it's almost like he's the mayor. And so everybody's like, "John," and I'm like, "How do you know all of these people?" It's amazing, and he's changed my life for the better. And it seems as though everyone he comes in contact with, he does the same. So I just want to tell you how proud I am of you.
Hello. I don't know. I thank God. I'm here only because of God. It's an honor to be here to get this award and be remembered in Black history. It's a happy moment today for this. And I'm happy to see my friend Danny Cruz over there getting the same award. I'm proud of him. Me and Danny grew up when we was young. And to see him here too, it's a good day. I just want to thank Joan Cromwell for entering me and giving me the award. And I want to thank my mother for coming here. My daughter Tracy, all my brothers and sisters, and a lot of my friends that came to see me. A lot of my old friends that I grew up with, lived far away, came. Thank you all for coming, and happy to be here. And it's a good feeling to be remembered.
All right, next we have Sheila and Joe from Easton Salt. So we also, we usually recognize individuals, but Easton Salt Company has done incredible work in the community, and they're strong believers in community, getting involved in the community for advancement. So it's not too often that you see companies as involved in the community as Easton Salt. So we're going to have Leo come and speak on their behalf.
Thank you, Joan. It's a pleasure for me to stand up here and speak about Sheila and Joe. I'd like to say Sheila and Joe are not only great people, but they are family to the Chelsea community. In the past, they have sponsored waterfront festivals by bringing in tall ships. One year we had a person rescued from the water by the Coast Guard helicopter as a demonstration. Sheila and Joe lead Easton Salt Company. Easton is the second-generation family-owned company that has been operating on Marginal Street in Chelsea for over 50 years. Easton receives salt from around the world and distributes it to cities and towns and businesses and schools for roads, de-icing. Sheila and Joe also lead mining operations in Chile and Northern Ireland and port facilities along the east coast of the United States. They are particularly proud to help support great organizations in Chelsea such as the Latimer Society, the Boys and Girls Club, the Chelsea Art Walk, and the Chelsea Chamber of Commerce. Easton has helped to build 2 public parks in Chelsea, the Port Park and the soccer field at Highland Park. And Easton is proud to annually host the Taste of Chelsea, as well as the Apollonian Theater, the Reach bike event on their dock. Sheila and Joe grew up and continue to live in Lowell, where they raised 5 children. And there couldn't be 2 better people to be honored here tonight as Sheila and Joe.
Well, thank you to the Chelsea Black community for this Trailblazer Award. Appreciate it very much, and congratulations to the other recipients. It's an honor to be here with you. And I guess on the theme of family, Leo Robinson, I came to work in Chelsea about 21 years ago, and Leo welcomed me into the Chelsea family, so thank you, Leo, for that. I guess as a company, it's been Sheila's family business for many years, and we're fortunate to be able to make donations in Chelsea, but I hope you know it really is our optimism that tomorrow will be better for the youth of Chelsea, that we make those donations, and we're pleased that we're able to do that. And it's a great honor to be here with everybody tonight. Thank you so much.
Next, we have a special lady who's also a member of Chelsea Black Community, and it's Dean Sharon Caulfield.
Thank you. I'm going to try and keep it as brief as possible, but let me just tell you, the best day of my life was the day that I married Sharon. And when we talk about trailblazers, obviously it's the person that goes first. She was the oldest of 10 children. She grew up in Mississippi in the 1950s. She was the first to go to college. All 9 of her brothers and sisters followed her to the same college, and they all graduated as well. She came to Massachusetts, and she was the first black female accountant at the General Motors assembly plant out in Framingham, and she was there for 16 years before General Motors started to consolidate itself and lose market share to Toyota and Honda. So, in any event, that's where I met Sharon. But after that, she pursued a career in education. She also received her MBA from Babson College. She has been working in education for probably close to 30 years. She's worked at Endicott College, she's worked at Franklin Institute, and most recently at Bunker Hill Community College. She has tried more than anything to get young people on the road to education. I'm sure you've heard these speeches time and time again. Your principal probably gets up at high school, or you hear some other people saying there are 3 most important words in life are education, education, education. Okay? Sharon has demonstrated that every single day of her life. She is also the trailblazer in our family. This evening we have Gwen, we have Madeline, we have Emily, 3 of her daughters. Greg is with us tonight in presence, looking down from heaven. We also have 2 grandchildren, Damien and Chandler. They are here tonight to honor their grandmother. And finally, in closing, I just want to congratulate you, Sharon. We love you, we admire you, and we thank you for everything you have done for your family and for your community. Congratulations.
And again, like everybody else, I did not prepare a speech tonight, but I'd just like to say my best days in life was when I left Mississippi and came to Massachusetts. I'd just like to say I love Chelsea, Massachusetts. We have a community of hard-working people. The minister, Linda, Henry, I just can't name everybody. Ron and Leo, definitely. And everybody else here, all of you are trailblazers. Yes, you are. Everybody is trailblazers. But when I went from accounting into education, it made such a difference in my life, and I'd just like to say, one of the most important things for me to do is to introduce young people to things they've never seen before, to people they've never met before, to careers that they would never think about going into. I work with Ron and Leo on the Latimer Society, and one important thing is STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And you know, it's so important, little things that you do for students. Taking them to the Museum of Science, taking them to New England Sculpture, right down the street. Has anyone ever been there before? That's a wonderful place. Taking them to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, bringing into their classroom people who are mathematicians, scientists, engineers, technologists, computer programmers, letting them see those people so that they know that these are careers that they can achieve also. These are things that they can do. There are no limits to what a child can do. And I'd just like to say, I'd like to see the Chelsea Black Citizen community continue to grow. We have a strong leader, Joan Cromwell. And Joan does so much of this work without asking for help, which is not good. Joan, you need to ask us to help you more. But I do the same thing at Bunker Hill. I have been responsible for running programs, and I end up doing everything. You do the programs, you get the people there, you get the professionals there. A lot of us are like that, and I'm sure a lot of you are like that in this audience too. You do too much. You don't ask for help. But I'd just like to say thank you to my husband, Mike. is a great, great father and husband. And my daughters, Madeline and Emily, who both finished Chelsea High School. And they've gone on to do well in their careers. And Gwendolyn is also here. She works at Mass General. Madeline and Abiel Math, that makes the smallest part for the heart. And Emily is now at MIT. But I'd just like to say, encourage your children. Stay with them. Make sure that they stay on that right path. And that's all I think.
All right, and next we have Dan Cruz from Cruz Management. Oh, I'm sorry. My apology. I just was asked to mention this about 15 minutes ago, that the last call for raffles is going on. The raffle table will be closing because after this part of the program we'll be calling on the raffle. So hurry, go to the raffle table. All right, Mr. Dan Cruz.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. So when I heard about this this recognition from my husband, I looked up the definition of trailblazer. And the definition is a person who is a pioneer, an innovator, a risk taker, and a visionary. And the qualities that these people possess are strength, courage, and someone who is prepared to perform their very best. So to me, it made perfect sense as to why Dan would be identified as a trailblazer. I have witnessed how he draws on all of these qualities in every aspect of his life, and it couldn't be more evident in him as a father, a son, and a husband. I have witnessed his recent journey and had heard stories of his past journeys through others and himself, and what I gather is that he has always been an amazing person, and he only gets better. His hard work, creativity, and intellect has made him a successful businessman. And his dedication to helping others by donating his time, mentoring students, donating time at his church, and always wanting to give a hand up has made him a successful person. He is truly an exceptional person. He is not just my husband, he is my best friend, and one of the people in this whole world that I admire most. So it is my honor to introduce my husband, Dan Cruz.
Good evening. And I'm going to keep my remarks short because I know it's been a long evening. I can say the smartest thing I did tonight was choose my wife to introduce me. Because she has to go home with me, so if she doesn't lie, we're going to have some problems. It's great coming back to Chelsea. I'm very proud when people ask me, where did you grow up? I always say Chelsea. It was a beautiful experience. Yes, I saw in Johnny's bio about the issues and the bullying, but that went on everywhere. But there was a camaraderie that we had in Chelsea, and even race relations back then. I'm not going to tell you the years because I don't want to date myself, but back then, the races got along a lot better in Chelsea than they did in other places, and we all know that. And that was a tribute to everyone. And so when I come back, when I get off the Tobin Bridge, it's not the edifices, the buildings that bring me pleasure because they change. You know, you ride around, you see the city has changed over the last 10 years. It's the memories, and it's the experiences that you had. And it's seeing everybody in the room. Johnny Lee and I used to go lift weights all the time in his basement. And you see so many people in the room that you really had good relationships. Leo and Ronnie Robinson, they were like the mentors of us kids of color. And they were park teachers. And I thought they were great basketball players until I learned to play. And then I said, they're not so good. But when you're a kid, that's what you think. So, but you know, everyone has a bio, and so I'm not going to take any time to talk about me. I'm just going to ask you to indulge me in one thing, and then I'm going to give up the mic. Every time I go to an event, whether it's Black History or NAACP or Urban League, There's a term that people utilize to describe us, and that's minority. I hate that term. If you look in Webster's dictionary, it means less than, fewer than, not equal to. I'm equal to anybody. So what I want to say to you is tell your children, raise them. I refer to myself as a person of color. I have no issues with that. I'm African American. I'm of Cape Verdean descent. We're from Africa. I'm a person of color. I'm no one's minority. And I think sometimes we can get lulled to sleep to utilize terms to reference us that puts us down. Because minority is not a good word. Hey, you, minority. I'm a person of color. So that's what I want to leave you with. Let's all collectively stop referring to ourselves as a people of color. And in this world, the people of color are the majority. Thank you very much.
All right, and last but not least, we have Mr. Jerry McHugh. And our folks were a little nervous because we skipped over him, but we did not forget him. I tapped his daughter on the back to let her know that we were coming back to him because we also have Pastor Whitley from People's AME Church that also wanted to honor him as well.
Good evening, everyone. The program tonight that everyone received describes my dad as having a humble heart. And I think my family would agree that his humble heart comes from being the firstborn of 8 children. From a young age, he was tasked with helping his mother care for his 7 siblings. While I'm sure any adolescent would rather be doing anything else, he has nothing but fond memories of being the oldest child in the family. He has sacrificed over the years for his family, friends, and co-workers. He put my sister and me through college at the same time, putting his needs second to ours and allowing us to further our education. Many joke that Chelsea is his home and he merely sleeps in Somerville, which has been his lifelong home. And this has been true throughout his 20-plus year career here, although in the program it does say 26, so thank you for whoever put that together. I lost count somewhere after 15. He spends countless late nights with his position in Chelsea Public Schools. He dedicates his time to various city organizations. He is an excellent role model and has made our family very proud. Thank you for nominating our father as the Chelsea Trailblazer. Congratulations, Dad.
Thank you, Kelly. She's one of my twin daughters, so my daughter Lindsay couldn't make it tonight, but she looks just like her. And I want to thank Joan Cromwell and her team for a fantastic evening, but also they put together a fantastic program of events to celebrate Black History Month, and it was full of culture and music, history, food, which is always great, so thank you for that. And I wasn't born in Chelsea, but I was adopted by Chelsea 26 years ago, and I'm certainly a better person for it. I want to thank the Chelsea Black community for this award, and congratulations to my fellow awardees, and also give a congratulations to all the future trailblazers that are sitting out in the audience. Thank you.
And now we have Pastor Whitley, who also is going to honor Jerry.
So, in addition, and celebrating with the Chelsea Black community, Jerry, ever since I arrived, and for the 10 years that I've been here, and for the Martin Luther King Day, and primarily for the homeless youth, how you have been just a wonderful person and working with you. But the real reason is that you are supposed to be retiring. Did you tell anybody that? So, you know, so in case we missed that opportunity, we wanted to just start right now, okay? You will definitely be missed. So the People's AME Church, Chelsea, Mass., with our utmost gratitude for Gerald McHugh, the Executive Director, for your compassionate, caring heart, faithful service to all peoples of Chelsea, and collaboratively achieving our goal of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s beloved community. We wanted to present this to you because you are a wonderful man.
All right, so that's the end of this portion of the program. We do have a beautiful grand finale, so sit down, get some dessert. Guess what? You can talk a little bit now, so that's great. You guys did an excellent job. Give yourselves a hand. I know it's difficult when you're around great folks, great food, and the camaraderie is there, and you want to just enjoy each other's company, but good job. So here's Henry.
Congratulations to everybody. You can go to the left. Go to the left. Go to the left. Everybody, need your attention. Need your attention. We have a Chelsea child in the house getting ready to perform for us. All right. Show him some love. His name is Java. What's up? Y'all, you do better than that, Chelsea. Show some love. Talk future, everybody. All right. Here's our final musical selection for the evening. Nudie with Uprising Dance Company is going to perform for us. Show them some love.
Good evening. Alafia. Ashe, Ashe. Peace and blessings be unto you. We're happy to be here. We hope that you will be able to be a part of our presentation. I don't know if this was done yet today, but we're going to pour a little libation for our ancestors, giving thanks and praise for the elders that made it possible for us to be here today. You say Ashe? Ashe means life force. The life force that exists in everything. So we're going to sing a song. Some of you may know it. Can you say Afanga? Alafia. Ashe, Ashe. Afanga. Ashe, Ashe. Ashe, Ashe. Afanda. Alafia. Ashe, Ashe. I want to introduce you to a very beautiful sister who is the director of Uprising Dance Theater. We all collaborate with each other and share our spirit with each other. So I'm going to turn you over to Sister Noelle Staple. Afanda, Alafia, Ashe, Ashe. I can't hear you.